this video we're going to look at how to address this problem. We have two motors labeled primary and secondary, and the requirement is that when the primary motor fails, the system fails. When the secondary motor fails, the system remains operational with some degraded performance. When primary and secondary fail, the system stops using. The system is out of use. So we have these two blocks insert, and we're going to add a third block. We're going to add a third block, and we're going to label it primary. And we click OK. So now we have these three blocks, but in reality what we want the secondary block, or the second primary that we've inserted to be in fact a mirror image of the first one. So we go on to Project, and we go on to Mirror Group Manager, and we create a group, and we're going to call this mirror group primary. And we click OK. And then we're going to add these two primary to this group. So the first one is already selected, so we add it, and then we select the other one and we add it, and we close. And we can see that these blocks have like a square, a gray square on the bottom left that indicates they are part of they are in a mirror group labeled as primary. Okay, and then the name is this one in red. So now we want to assign functions. So we double click, and we already prepare this function. So we go on to URD, and we're going to select the primary, and we have a failure distribution, which is a normal distribution at 250. So we're trying to simulate a failure exactly at 250, and we have a repair distribution, which is a bit more variable. Okay, so we've assigned the primary failure distribution and repair distribution. We do the same to the secondary motor, and the secondary motor, okay, in this case has already been selected, we haven't disconnected it. So we click OK. Now what we need to add is nodes. So we add a node, and we set this node with the requirements to 2, and now we'll see what we mean. So we're going to connect blocks from start to primary and from start to secondary, and then we go into this block, into this node, and we set the requirement as 2 out of 2 because we want these two blocks effectively to be in series, even if they're drawing parallel, but effectively from a functional point of view they're actually in series. And we add a second node, and we add the remaining connection. So from start we go to the mirror image of the primary, we come out, we go to the second node, and then we join the two nodes together. Okay, so we've done everything we needed to do, and now we can simulate. So we click on simulation, and because the numbers are relatively small, we simulate to an end time of 1,000 hours. We simulate, and then we're going to look at the graphs. We're going to look at a timing diagram. So we're going to look at the timing diagram, and we include both primary and secondary, and see. And we can see what's happening. So when a primary fails, it causes the system failure. When the secondary fails, it doesn't cause the system failure. The system is still operational with the primary. So the primary fails again, and the system fails, and so on. And here, for example, we have almost like coincidental failure, primary and secondary, but it's only when the primary fails that the system registers the failure. And we can look at we can check this diagram also with simulating failures on the actual blocks. So when we set the block primary to fail, we can see that both primary have actually failed, and we are unable to fulfill the requirements because the secondary by itself cannot complete the requirement. So here we lose a 1 out of 2, and here we definitely don't have 2 out of 2. So when we remove that, and we have the secondary failure, then we are not able to satisfy this requirement, but we are able to satisfy this second requirement here. We're going through the bottom path because we satisfy the 1 out of 2 requirement. Okay, so we can see how mirror blocks can be used to implement some switching arrangement, and they can be sort of very useful for this type of scenario. If you want to find out a bit more about these techniques, or if you want to get some help on a project, just get in touch and we'll be able to help you. Thank you.